What is good, everybody? It is E-Red. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Legends in the NFL. And yeah, sad face, this is the season finale. Man, that was a choke of all chokes, but this is the end, man. The last two games we lost in the last video, if you haven't seen that, I mean, obviously you know the outcome, but definitely go check it out. It definitely was two interesting games to say the least. But yeah, we made it to the Pro Bowl, and in the end of this series we always do the same thing. We compare the stats of this season to his best statistical season, so we see the most amount of pass yards that we had compared to the most he's ever had in his career. Now obviously it's an unfair metric because Joe Namath only played 12 games in his career and we played 16, and also it's a little unfair because we're comparing one season to his best seasons all time. But you know what, that's the whole point. I made the series up, so you know, low-key, deal with it. I made it up. If you're watching, you're here for the ride. That's how the ride finishes. So we're going to do that in a second. When I go to that screen, you'll be able to compare the stats. At least you should do. I'm going to try to edit it. And I want you to stay till the end of the video. So we are going to compare the stats, but definitely stay to the end because there is something important that I need you guys for at the end of this video. So I'm going to transition and we'll be at the stats. Alright, so here we are at the stats, and I guess we're going to start off with passer rating, and I don't know, I'm like looking back then to see if there was like a passer rating stat, but I don't think it's there, so I guess technically we're going to have to skip that. Yards, Joe Namath in his best season had 4,007 yards. We eclipsed that by 1,800, but then again, we almost threw for 6,000, which I think is a record almost on any metric. So I think in terms of yards, we succeeded pretty well. Touchdowns, his best season in 1967, he had 28. Oh, nope. Whoops, he had 26. We had 45. His least amount of interceptions ever was 5. We had 22, but his most was 28. So kind of somewhere in the middle. The longest pass in the season he's ever had was 91. We had 75, not the worst. Time sacked, his most ever. Check this out, it was 27. We were sacked 42 times. That's awful. I don't know if that's a testament to me getting hit or whatchamacallit, me holding the ball too long, but that's interesting. Completions, the most completions he ever had, it seems as if was 258. We had 448. Man, we threw the ball a lot. Attempts, it's not even close, 491 to us having 669. Completion percentage in his best season, it seems as if it was around 52.9% in 1975. We were 66%, so we were better than that. Yards per attempt, his best was 8.7, which actually is a tie, so not bad. Yards per game, man, it wasn't even close. Our 363, his best was 286. And yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it. So let's see, in terms of like stats that we eclipsed in, passing rating we can do. So we eclipsed in passing yards, so by a lot. Passing touchdowns we did better. Interceptions definitely not. Sacks definitely not. Longest pass definitely not. Completions, yes. Attempts we did better. Completion percentage we did better. Yards per attempt we did tied. And yards per game pretty much tied. And then awards wise, I'm actually gonna scroll down. You can see we were a 3-time player of the week, which I think in his career he was a 6-time player of the week. And it seems as if never more than twice in the same season. So award-wise, we were pretty good there. Pro Bowler, we did that. Doesn't really show if we were first team or second team All-Pro, so I don't know about that. And in terms of awards, we were Rookie of the Year this year. It actually doesn't show it, but we were Rookie of the Year. Didn't make the MVP. We're actually second place in voting for that. But that's pretty much it, man. That was our comparison. So I'd say if I had to give us a grade, I'm thinking it's a C+. Just because we were so close to the playoffs. We had an up and down season. I mean, the Jets, look, in real life, they won 2 games out of the second pick. Joe Namath at least made him a playoff contender. Like a contention for the playoffs, not like contending in the playoffs, but at least a contender for the playoffs. So I'm gonna give it a C+. Definitely better than the Charles Woodson season that I did last year. I mean, he had an amazing statistical season, but it meant nothing because it didn't really propel the team. This season, this series is obviously more about the player than I would say the team itself, just because it's the legend in the NFL today, not the legend playing for the team in the NFL today, just in my opinion. But if you guys think differently, let me know in the comment section below. So now, what I need you guys for and why I asked to say for the end of the video, we're going to pick the next legend, man. And we're going to move this over to next gen. We're going to move this to the P5 so I don't have to use the P4 anymore. It's only this is actually the only video I was using the PlayStation 4 for. I'm going to pick between 3 guys. And I've done a linebacker before very, very long ago, but I've done it. I've done Charles Woodson actually twice. Again, one time very long ago, and I did Charles Woodson last year, and I've done a quarterback. So I want to keep mixing it up, keep using different players, and I think it's only right that I'm going to go running back this time. I complained about how much Lev Bell couldn't run the ball. I think it would be fun to be able to use a running back. So there's going to be 3 options, and I'm actually going to post this on my Twitter to have people vote as well. The link to that is in the description below, and definitely go check that out because that's where I want those votes to be kept track of. And it's gonna be between these 3 running backs: Eric Dickerson, because he's not in Mutt currently; Walter Payton, because he's not in Mutt currently; and Maurice Jones-Drew, because he's not. All right, you get the pattern. A lot of the players I pick is because they're not in Mutt, and I want to see them in the game, so that's why I picked them. So it's gonna be again Eric Dickerson, Walter Payton, and Maurice Jones-Drew. Those are going to be the 3 options for legends in the NFL today. So make your vote known, make your voice heard. If you want to just let me know in the comment section below, I'd appreciate that too. Appreciate all the support for this series. This has obviously been a fun one. I appreciate everyone who's watched. I appreciate everyone who's support. I'm looking forward to keep doing this if you guys continue to enjoy. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Deuces.